Hello everyone, this is part 3 of What If Naruto Learned of Hinata's Feelings, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Hyuga. Hinata was resting. She had been training for 12 straight hours. I can't remember the last time I was this tired. Oh well, at least now I get to go somewhere with Naruto. On a date with Naruto. A few weeks ago that would have been just an impossible dream. But this is real and he likes me and he knows I love him. Hinata gave a sigh of contentment. It is like all I ever wanted is coming true. Hinata had been waiting for an hour for Naruto to show up. She didn't mind one bit. He didn't really specify a time, so I am really just early. I hope he didn't forget. No, Naruto wouldn't do that. If something is important to him then he always gets it done. I hope that I am important enough to him. Hinata had no idea that the object of her affection was right behind the tree she was sitting under. If this was anyone but Hinata I would be playing a joke on them. But I shouldn't do that to Hinata. Come to think of it, Hinata is probably the only person in this village that I have never actually played a trick on. Subconsciously, then, you loved her from the beginning. Maybe, face it kid. Just admit to her that you love her and then the rest will follow. Oh, and take her out to dinner at some fancy place. What? Why? She is hungry. If you would use my senses more you could both hear her stomach and smell her hunger like a giant sign reading, I am hungry. You are going to have to teach me how to do that all the time in the next month. Fine, as long as you use them. I might know of a good place to eat, not the ramen joint. Why not? It shows you care about someone if you are willing to for them. Give up eating at your favorite place and eat at hers. Fine, but I shouldn't keep her waiting anymore. Good idea. Best you've had today, in fact. Shut up. Naruto ran back into the forest and circled around to emerge in front of Hinata. Hinata was almost nodding off when Naruto appeared before her. Naruto. Hi. Hey Hinata. Before we go to the monument I wanted to know if you want some dinner. I haven't had any and I doubt you have either. Hinata didn't want to seem like an inconvenience, but her stomach decided at that moment to growl loud enough for both of them to hear. Hinata blushed at her stomach's manners and timing. Naruto just smiled more. Sounds like you agree. Where do you want to go? I'll go wherever you want to go, Naruto. Nah, this is your night, Hinata. What is your favorite place to eat? Hinata had never heard anyone tell her that. My night. I don't even think I have ever eaten out of the clan complex except at Ichiraku Ramen or during training. I don't know, I have never been to anywhere else but the ramen restaurant. Really? Me neither. We should find some new place to eat, okay? To Hinata, just the word, we, was enough to get her to agree. I would go anywhere with you, Naruto. Hinata had meant it as a thought, but somehow it had come out. Hinata gasped and placed her hand over her mouth. Naruto just smiled. Same here, Hinata. Naruto took Hinata's hand and they started walking toward town. He said he would go anywhere with me. Naruto and Hinata were strolling through the city, passing people of all kinds as they looked for a place to eat. Naruto finally found a place that seemed appealing. It was a high-end sushi restaurant. They took their seats in a corner booth. As they ordered they did not notice that almost every eye in the place was on them. The Hyugas are eating dinner with the Kyuubi brat. The conversations were all centered over the pair in the corner. Only one group of people wasn't aware of the duo's presence. Hiashi Hyuga sat with two other high-ranked clan heads and all three were discussing upcoming business transactions. It wasn't until one of the patrons, finished with his dinner, approached the table that Hiashi broke from the conversation. Hiashi Hyuga, I have always respected the Hyuga clan. They symbolize the strength of the people of Konoha. And what you Hyugas do is between yourselves, but I think that your daughter should not be seen with that brat any more than a rose should be seen with a weed. What are you speaking of? Your daughter. Unless I am mistaken, that is her in the corner booth, conversing with that Uzumaki brat. You know, as well as I do, that he is bad news. I see. This problem had not been drawn to my attention until now. I thank you for your input and assure you that the situation will be fixed right now. Hiyashi got up from his seat and walked over to the unsuspecting pair. Hinata was enjoying herself immensely. She hadn't had this much fun since her mother's. Naruto had been enjoying telling her jokes and telling her of his exploits over the past 3 years. Naruto was constantly smiling, mainly because Hinata was also. It was like everything he could do pleased her. When he had nearly gagged after swallowing a sushi whole, she had just laughed. Anyone else would have just told me to eat smaller bites or made fun of me, but Hinata was laughing with me, not at me. Naruto suddenly sensed lust almost directly behind him. It took most of his self-control to not just turn around and confront the person. Instead, he prepared a trap. It worked on the last Hyuga I faced, so it will probably work on him too. Hinata, who was still giggling over Naruto's last antics, suddenly stopped and a look of terror grew on her face. Naruto turned around to see the head of the Hyuga clan standing directly behind him. Can I help you? Yes, brat, you can. Hiyashi lashed out at Naruto and struck him hard enough to throw Naruto in the middle of the restaurant. Naruto crashed a table and struggled to get up. Naruto, you have a lot to answer for when you return to the complex. Your actions are not becoming of an heir. The council will discuss your future at the next meeting. Leave here, now. Hinata hesitated. Naruto was still trying to struggle to his feet after being struck by one of the most powerful ninja in Konoha. Hiyashi caught her gaze towards Naruto. You dare disobey me? Hiyashi lashed out at Hinata. Suddenly his arm was being held back, his strike merely inches from Hinata's face. His strike had been blocked, his arm grabbed by none other than Naruto. How? Hiyashi looked back at the boy on the floor. The Naruto puffed into a cloud of smoke. Shadow clone. He turned his attention back to the boy in front of him, standing between him and his cowering daughter. How could he be holding me back with only one hand? It doesn't even look like he is trying hard. Naruto was glaring at him. You know, I would have let you go if you had only tried to hurt me. But you tried to hurt Hinata, your own daughter. You obviously have no honor, so I have no pity for you. If you wish to fight me, then I will accept. I will fight you. Now. In the street. To the death. I will not kill the father of the girl I love. That froze Hiyashi and every onlooker in the restaurant. Most thought it was a lie, or a trick of the Kyuubi. Hiyashi didn't know what to do. Love. I haven't loved anything in so long, not since she's. If you truly loved my daughter, then you would not go near her. You know why? Father. I love him and I know about the fox. If the audience could have been any more stunned, then they became it then. She can't possibly know what she is talking about. Love the one who thousands. Love that monster. Why? What does she see in him? Hiyashi stared at his daughter. You don't know anything. It is because of him that your mother's. She was wounded in the Kyuubi attack and the wound only got worse as time passed. She finally giving birth to Hanabi, but it was because of him. No, father. It was not Naruto who mama, it was the Kyuubi, and they are not the same. If they were, then wouldn't Naruto have already destroyed the city? He is capable of it. Enough. I will duel you, Naruto. If you don't kill me, then that is your business. What are the stakes? If I win, fine. But if I win, then you swear to never hurt Hinata or have someone else hurt her again. Agreed. The entire restaurant emptied. Hinata followed her father and boyfriend out, into the street. As they came to the middle of the street, they saw many people had gotten friends. It looked like every person in the village was there. Hinata looked around for her friends, but saw none. They are all going for father, I must go for Naruto. Hinata ran up to Naruto. Naruto, I want you to know that even if no one else here cheers for you, I want you to win. Thanks, Hinata. I want you to know that I meant what I said back there. I love you. Hinata gave him a kiss on his cheek and stepped back. The people let her have space. Some had seen what Naruto had done with Hiyashi. Ready, Hiyashi sir. Ready, brat. As a sign of courtesy, I will fight you with my weights on. Like that will make a difference. Would you have me take him off? I will not hold back, why should you? Very well. Naruto unfastened the leather straps from his arms and legs. He smiled as he tossed the weights with ease into the gap between him and Hiyashi. Loud thump was heard and the weights went right through the street and into the sewer lines. Blast. Now I have to make new ones. Naruto gave a light bounce on his toes and took a ready stance. Your move, Hyuga, sir. Hiashi drew a kunai, silver and engraved, from his robe. Byakugan. He charged. Naruto waited. Hiashi was within a few feet of Naruto when Naruto completely vanished. What? I can't see him in any direction. Naruto suddenly appeared next to him. Hiashi swung again, and again caught nothing. Hiashi saw a flicker of movement next to his blind spot. Gotcha. He threw the kunai, without warning, directly behind him. Naruto appeared in front of him, holding the kunai and twirling it in his fingers. Had enough. Fool. Hiashi charged again, but Naruto let him close the gap this time. Hiashi began attacking with Juken. He threw punch after punch at Naruto, but Naruto didn't even move his feet as he dodged one after another. Hiashi couldn't even touch him. Naruto suddenly changed style and began using his own hands to block Hiashi. No one in the audience but Hinata could see that Naruto was actually blocking the Juken using his own chakra-surrounded hands. The chakra from the Juken would merely wash over and through Naruto as he was touched. Hiashi took a jump back. You are in my circle. 128 palm hand strike. Hiashi jumped towards Naruto. His hands moved like liquid lightning as they hit Naruto's body again and again. Hinata couldn't even breathe as Naruto was hit over and over with the most powerful taijutsu in Konoha. But when Hiashi stood back, it looked as if Naruto had not even been touched. Naruto gave a yawn and looked up at the moon. You know, it is getting kind of late. If you can't even hurt me, what is the point of this duel? Insolent little. Hiashi tried to perform his attack again, but this time he was stopped in mid-attack by Naruto. Naruto grabbed both of Hiashi's fists and threw him in the air. Hiashi flew up hundreds of meters. I'm going to S. Naruto jumped up after him, and grabbed Hiashi around his back. Naruto began spinning as they descended, increasing speed to the point where Hiashi almost passed out. Hiashi saw the ground approaching his head and knew his death had come. Right before they hit, though, Naruto put all of his chakra in his legs and turned both of their bi around. He took the fall on his legs and barely even bent his knees as they came to a complete stop. He pushed Hiashi away and resumed a fighting stance. Hiashi was in shock from almost S in a super high-speed collision. You could have K me. Yeah, I could have K you 100 times in the last few minutes. Why? Because I am not the demon you think I am. If I was, then maybe I would act more like you, hurt my own children and put seals of death on people's heads. If you don't hold up to your end of the deal, then I will K you. Remember that. I do not break oaths. Good. And here is another bet. I bet you that Hinata will beat Hanabi in the finals. If I am wrong, then I will forfeit my own match. If I am right, then you will announce to the whole city that Hinata is a fully capable heir to the Hyuga clan and will be announced as head leader when she turns 18, the age at which she would have taken control anyway. I agree to your terms. Hiashi had gotten over enough of the shock to realize that this was a good deal. If Hinata loses, then she will be forced into the branch family, solving that problem and the problem of the brat. If she wins, then she will be worthy to take the leadership of the clan. The brat, albeit an extremely powerful and capable ninja, will never be able to touch her anyway. And now I will return home. Hinata, if this is the company you keep, then maybe you are stronger than I thought. Hiashi walked towards his complex with much to think over. Hinata sat next to Naruto on top of the fourth's head. Neither had talked since the encounter with Hinata's father. Hinata was the first to speak, breaking Naruto out of his own thoughts. Naruto, I appreciate what you did back there. I didn't want to get you in trouble, though. Now if I lose, then you lose too. You deserve to win, you need to win. If you don't win, then it will be much harder for you to become Hokage. I don't even know if I want to be the clan head. Hinata, I know that you would be 100 times better as clan head than anyone else I know. Sorry about fighting with your dad. That was his fault, Naruto. I don't blame you at all. Do you still love me? Yes, I love you, too. Naruto. Hinata, I have been doing some reading and I have found something that Hiashi will try to use against us, but don't worry when he does. It will be fine. Oh, and if you need any help, whatsoever, then just show up at my training area and I can help. I think you would be great at this one technique I learned. Naruto, I don't know what to say. Naruto leaned over and kissed Hinata right on the lips. Wow. Hinata, I think we should probably be getting back. Sure. Hinata was in a daze. I hope that I never get over this. Naruto picked her up in his arms and in an instant they were standing in front of the Hyuga complex. Naruto set her down again and watched her go inside. Hiashi Hyuga was watching through the walls with his Byakugan. They look so much like me and her mother. I wore his expression all those years ago and she wore hers. If I truly end my daughter's only love, how could I even look at a picture of her face again? I need to think. Tsunade was sleeping on her paperwork, the same as she always did, with a sake cup in her hand. She hated being waken up, but Jiraiya knew she would want to hear this. He tapped her shoulder and wasn't surprised to find himself being pressed against a wall in the next second. This had better be good, Jiraiya. Whoa, hold up. You will want to hear this. Naruto just fought Hiashi Hyuga. He bet Hiashi that if he could win then Hiashi would never again hurt or get someone to hurt Hinata in any way. So they fought and Hiashi couldn't even touch Naruto. After the fight, Naruto made another bet. If Hinata beat Hanabi in the finals then she would be declared the heiress of the Hyuga clan, but if she lost then Naruto would forfeit his match. Tsunade lowered him to the ground and sat down again in her chair. Naruto always comes through on his bets, as I've found out. I feel just a little sorry for Hiashi, but only a very little. Konohamaru and Sakura stood facing each other across the stadium. Naruto was torn on who to go for. Sakura is my teammate, but I know Konohamaru strives to be Hokage like me someday. I guess I should just see who wins and congratulate both of them. Konohamaru was sweating slightly. I can do this. I can beat her. I just need to think like Naruto would. Sakura had her own doubts about this fight. I know I can win, but do I want to win? This kid, from what Naruto has told me, seems like a nice kid. I don't want to ruin this kid's chances at his dreams. I'll give him a chance to show his stuff and then I'll decide. Sakura powered up her chakra into her legs. Ready. Begin. Konohamaru began with his signature move, which also happened to be Naruto's. Shadow Clone Jutsu. 3 more Konohamaris appeared and began to encircle Sakura. They all jumped her at once, from all angles, making escape almost impossible. Nice try, kid. Konohamaru fell to the ground as his clones dissipated into smoke. Your strategy is much better than Naruto's was at your age, but you lack his creativity. Your clones weren't even made correctly, I knew which was you by the chakra emanating from it. Konohamaru smirked at this comment. Oh yeah, well you shouldn't underestimate me. Konohamaru disappeared in a puff of smoke causing Sakura to gasp and look around. What would Naruto do, underground? Without even looking at the ground Sakura pumped a massive amount of chakra into her legs just as a fist appeared between her feet. She flew up into the sky as Konohamaru appeared where she had just been. Wow, that was nice. She was still in the air when she caught sight of Konohamaru's hands. Earth style, Mud Dragon Bomb. How the hell did he learn that? Naruto smiled, recognizing one of the third signature moves. Follow in his footsteps and you won't go wrong. Konohamaru now stood behind a large dragon head that had come out of the ground. The dragon head began spewing mud at Sakura. As each would hit they would explode. Hundreds of tiny bombs came up to hit Sakura as Konohamaru began his next jutsu. Fire style, Phoenix Breath. Before the mud missiles had hit Sakura, Konohamaru began spinning around and shooting a stream of fire from his mouth. Instantly the battlegrounds were covered in flames. Sakura knew she was screwed. I can't substitute with anything now. That means, Konohamaru's mud bombs hit her right then. Hundreds of tiny bombs exploded and threw her into the wall. Konohamaru saw this and jumped up to where she had hit. Sakura was nearly unconscious but still able to fight. Nice job, kid. A plan worthy of the books. I would forfeit, but I need to prove myself too. Sakura popped up out of the hole in the wall and gave a punch to Konohamaru's face. Her chakra-enhanced strength caused the younger shinobi to go flying. Sakura activated her chakra scalpels, annoyed with herself for letting him get the better of her. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Konohamaru came flying after her with 6 much better made clones. Sakura landed and instantly went defensive. She got rid of 3 of the clones by kicking one in the side of the head and into 2 others. Konohamaru was standing further away than his clones had been. She was almost ready to charge when he decided to unleash his next attack. Earth style, Mud River. Konohamaru was suddenly standing next to a gushing geyser of steaming hot mud coming from the ground. Sakura disappeared into the river. Konohamaru was perplexed. Why didn't she dodge it? It would have been hard, but possible. Suddenly Konohamaru was lifted off of his feet by the supercharged fist of Sakura as she came out of the ground. Konohamaru was thrown into the far wall of the arena. Sakura pointed to the now mud-covered log that lay where she would have been. Fire went out. You should have restarted it. Konohamaru was groaning as he got back up. Yeah, well maybe I had other plans for those trees. Konohamaru started an attack that he shouldn't have even known, but had seen his grandfather study and learn it. He was ready to use it to finish this battle. A few Black Ops agents saw his hands. How the hell does he know that? Konohamaru was still doing hand signs as he said his next sentence. I don't have the chakra to use this technique on my own. I need a group of already made trees to do it. Forest animation technique. Instantly the forest began to come alive. The half-burned trees suddenly started growing, and growing at such a rate that Sakura never even had a chance to dodge. She was wrapped up tight in some branches as the entire area filled with foliage. The proctor came over to her. This match is over. The victor is Konohamaru. This time, the crowd broke into cheers completely. Everyone was buzzing about how the young Sarutobi had followed in his grandfather's footsteps. But also, there was much applause for the other combatant. Sakura had fought hard and had pulled off some great hits, but was just outmatched by the third's grandson. Sakura felt herself be released by the forest and fell to the ground, where she watched it recoil back to its original form. Konohamaru walked over to help her up. Wow, Konohamaru, you really are much better than I gave you credit for. I doubt anyone will underestimate you again. Thanks. What did you think of that move I pulled at the beginning? It was in tribute to Naruto, but I changed it to fit me. I don't want to be a Naruto clone, but he is so good. I just can't help but learn from him. I understand. If there is something all of us have in common, it is the desire to learn from Naruto. Now could someone help me get back to my seat? As if by magic Rock Lee appeared by her side. I will escort you, fair lady. Lee jumped through the air, carrying Sakura. When they reached their friend, Sakura was surrounded by people telling her what a great job she did. It was a pretty good job, wasn't it? Lee was holding Sakura still as she fell asleep. After Sakura fell asleep, everyone stopped looking at her and turned to Naruto. My turn, I guess. The entire arena was silent and on edge for this next fight. It was as anticipated as the fight years ago between Gaara and Sasuke. Naruto took his position in the arena as his opponent took his. The tension was thick. Naruto was feeling great. This is my chance to get Chunin. I just need to remember that this is not just about winning, but about the way I win. I won my match last time, but didn't get Chunin. I need to do this without getting hit, or only hit a few times. I'll let him hit me once and then show this guy up bad. He looked into the stands to see Hinata looking back. A smile later and Naruto was all seriousness again. I am ready. The sound ninja had already gotten into a stance. Naruto took off all of his weights and threw them behind him. The crowd was amazed to see the near-explosive force that they hit the ground with. The sound ninja had already seen the effects of his weights, and was not in the least phased. You still aren't fast enough to dodge my rock tomb jutsu. Whatever. Ready. This match is between Naruto Uzumaki and Core of Sound. Ready. The spectators were silent once again. Begin. The proctor jumped away and onto the wall as the battle began. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto was instantly joined by two other Narutos. His friends were shocked. Why would Naruto only make 2 shadow clones when he could make thousands? The sound ninja charged the trio of Narutos and in the blink of an eye had wiped out all 3 of them. The sound ninja found himself alone in the arena. He started hand signs. Earth style, quake. The ground began to shake and crack. Naruto jumped out of the ground a little shaken up. Fool, you can't use the same trick twice. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to insult your intelligence. The Naruto he was speaking to smirked and then disappeared. 10 more Narutos appeared out of nowhere to surround the sound ninja. They each had a glowing ball of chakra in their hand. Rasengan. The 10 Narutos shoved their chakra spheres into the ground surrounding the sound ninja, throwing him and the surrounding area into the air. All of the Narutos on the ground disappeared and the sound ninja finally found the real Naruto. He was coming down out of the sky with a flaming ball of chakra the size of a person held in both of his hands. Before he hit the rising ninja, Naruto focused a separate stream of chakra through his fire wind attack and it acted like the orb had contained a fiery hurricane. Fire and wind style, Hell's Wind. The ball, inches from hitting the ninja, imploded from the front and spewed forth a spinning tornado of flames, forcing the sound ninja into the ground and incinerating him at the same time. Naruto ended the attack and landed a fair distance from the crater where the rest of the sound ninja's corpse was sinking into the molten ground. Most of the crowd began to cheer, but Naruto knew it wasn't over. Suddenly 2 half-spheres of rock came out of the ground around Naruto and shut on his body. Everyone in the crowd gasped as they saw the 2 spheres crush Naruto. Most of Naruto's friends weren't worried, they knew Naruto had probably created a clone and was ready to kill the sound ninja. They only started to get worried when they saw the sound ninja come out of the shadows, singed and burned in most places, but alive. Ha ha ha. Fool. You thought I would be killed by your fire attack. Well, I wasn't, and now you are S. I even used your town's famous jutsu, the substitution, to evade your attack and kill you. The crowd was in shock. Where was Naruto? Was he actually killed? Hinata was torn, she couldn't see her loved one. As a tear began its way down her face, she noticed something about the rock sphere where Naruto was supposed to be. It's cracking, Byakugan. She looked down at the rock and immediately began to smile again. You weren't even fit enough to be a genin. Ha. The sound ninja suddenly went quiet. He stared at his most powerful jutsu and suddenly went bug-eyed. He clapped his hands together and began pouring more chakra into the rock. Cracks were appearing all over the stone sphere. No, the rock suddenly exploded into many chunks, leaving behind only a perfectly fine Naruto surrounded in a blue glow. Kakashi was observing from near the Hokage's booth. So Naruto, you didn't even have to use the Kyuubi's power to do something like that. I don't want to think of what you could really do at full power. I think this battle is over. Naruto disappeared from his place in the rubble and reappeared behind the sound ninja. Good night. Naruto chopped down on his N, sending him into a deep sleep. This match is over. The winner is Naruto Uzumaki. The crowd went wild. Even some of the Hyugas clapped for the amazing display. It only then registered in their minds that Naruto was playing with his opponent. Naruto just smiled at the display. This is what I have been looking for. But now I will have to face Konohamaru and his teammate. Naruto jumped up into the Hokage's booth. Hey, Gaara and Tsunade. I was just wondering if you could have the next match be both Konohamaru and Mogi against me. Why would you want that? It would simulate a ninja going up against odds for me, and a teamwork exercise for them. Also, I don't want to fight them one by one, it would not be fun fighting 2 complete matches against Fren. Proctor, I choose to forfeit. What? Down in the arena, Mogi stood next to the proctor. I said that I do not wish to fight this next battle. Naruto would waste me like he could waste everyone else in this stadium. Besides, it doesn't seem fair that he needs to fight an extra match. The next match is Naruto Uzumaki's by forfeit. Well, I guess I don't need to ask about a team battle now. The next match is going to be between Hanabi Hyuga and Hinata Hyuga. Both combatants enter the arena now. Hinata was ready. After watching Naruto fight, it felt like she was charged up. If Naruto can be crushed by boulders and come out unharmed, then I can surely beat my younger sister. She is going to use Juken and expect me to do the same. If I can pull off one good move with my new style, then I will win. Hinata looked over towards where all of the Hyugas were sitting. She saw Hanabi talking to her father. Hanabi was also ready. Hanabi, she won't be able to withstand your power. End it whatever way you see fit. Her death is permissible. It is even anticipated. I will bring her eyes back to you, father. Hanabi jumped down into the arena and assumed her stance. Naruto gave Hinata a hug for good luck before she, too, landed in the arena. Sister, it looks like the time has finally come for me to assume my rightful place as heir. No, sister, it is my time to show father that I am strong and a worthy heir. I fight not just for me, but for Naruto and maybe my life. What do you fight for? I fight to make the family stronger. Your weak bee taints the main family, so you shall be moved to the branch. The same bee flows in my veins as well as yours, it was our mother's bee. I will show everyone now just how weak I am. Hinata took her modified Juken stance. Make your move. Oh, I intend to. Hanabi dropped into her classic stance. She knew Hinata knew it by heart from years of sparring, but Hinata had never been able to win even if she knew. The proctor could see that with or without him, the fight would begin momentarily. Ready, begin. Hinata did a few hand signs. Water style, freezing touch. Hinata's arms and feet appeared to get covered by a thin mist. Hanabi had already halved the distance between them. Hinata dropped into a familiar stance as Hanabi drew close. How did she learn that? Kaiten. Hinata spun at high speeds just as Hanabi came into range and sent our flying. Hanabi did a neat flip in the air and landed on her feet. That was moderately impressive. Hanabi smirked at this. Hinata didn't return it, but gave her sister a smile. Hanabi looked herself over to find that her coat over her stomach had frozen. She shrugged the coat off and once again charged Hinata, who let her sister close the gap. They stood feet away from each other trading blows faster than the untrained eye could see. Naruto put a little of the Kyuubi's chakra into his eyes and the world appeared to slow down as he saw the fight in slow motion. Hinata and Hanabi were almost equal. It appeared to Naruto that neither one had even managed to hit the other's tenketsu. Every strike Hanabi threw at Hinata would be dodged by her impressive speed and flexibility. Every hit Hinata tried to get through Hanabi would block. Hinata has greatly improved. Hanabi was also realizing this fact. Damn her. She is blocking every one of my hits. One shot at this. 8 trigram, 128 palm strike. Just as Hanabi said this, though, Hinata said her own attack. 8 trigram, 256 palm strike of ice. Hanabi and Hinata's fists collided in the first strikes, but Hinata kept up the attack, getting faster and faster until Hanabi could no longer keep up and had many of her tenketsu pressed. She couldn't collapse if she wanted to, as most of her clothing and some patches of skin were frozen. Hanabi took some time to look down at her paralyzed and frozen body. Her hands were coated in a sheet of ice and she could see where the bee should be coming out if there had been any in her frozen arms. The proctor had never seen anything like it. As proctor, I declare this match over. Hinata Hyuga is the winner. Bring the medic teams. Hinata ran up to her sister and began using healing jutsus to lessen the nerve damage. Sister, I am sorry that you had to go through that. Now I will be sent to the branch family. No, you won't. They can't do that to you until I am declared the clan head. And when they do that, I will abolish the tradition of the curse seal so all of our family will be equal. Cousin Neji and the branch family will not live in fear of us or hate us and we will be a happy family again, as it was meant to be. Quote. Hanabi had passed out from the pain and from the advanced stages of hypothermia. The medic teams were already there and using their advanced healing jutsus on her. One of them stopped to assure Hinata that her sister would be fine. Hinata looked up into the stands. Up until now the crowd had been silent. Then the branch family of the Hyugas stood up and began to applaud. Apparently the whole S had heard her plan for the future of her clan. What had begun as only a select few branch members became a standing ovation for the young Hyuga. The entire crowd was on their feet, even the Hokage and Kazekage had stood up to honor her. Hinata just blushed. She jumped back into the stand where Naruto caught her on landing. You did it, Hinata. I knew you could. You total rocked, MPHH. But were only greeted by Naruto, with Hinata leaning against his shoulder asleep. Sakura had woken up during the battle. Man, she finally wins and earns what is hers and she sleeps. Naruto, you should get down there, I'll take over pillow duty. Naruto smiled and silently slipped away so he could enter the battlefield. He was about to jump over the railing when he froze, turned around and ran back to his sleeping loved one. He kissed the sleeping Hinata on the forehead before leaping into the battlefield. This match is between Naruto Uzumaki and Konohamaru Sarutobi. Naruto stood across from his one-time rival and protege. You really pulled one over on Sakura, Konohamaru. I was impressed. Thanks, that means a lot coming from you. Well, Are you ready for a friendly spar? You bet, though I don't see how I can beat you now. I vowed to beat you someday, but this probably isn't that day. I hope you're right, but never lose heart in yourself. Alright, I won't. Get ready. They both dropped into their ready stances as the proctor started the match. Konohamaru began by using both of their signature jutsus. Shadow Clone Jutsu. 10 new Konohamarus appeared and encircled Naruto. Naruto gave Konohamaru a quick smile. Since this is just a friendly spar, why don't you hit me with your best shot? You asked for it. Konohamaru started by sending one of his clones towards Naruto's front. Naruto didn't even try to dodge, even though he knew the real attack was coming from behind. The clone behind him kicked him straight into the air. K, the clone shouted. A clone was waiting for him at the top of his arc and hit him into the waiting fist of another clone. O, N. Naruto began to be pinballed around the area between clones. OHAMARU. The real Konohamaru was suddenly directly above a flying Naruto. He S both of his fists into Naruto's stomach. Konohamaru barrage. Naruto nearly broke the speed of sound getting to the ground. Naruto smiled as he climbed out of the crater his body had made. That was a nice shot. Do you have any more? What? You're not even hurt. Well, if it wasn't me and hadn't, then I would probably be unconscious, if not S. How did you think I survived the boulder if I can't survive that? You rock, Naruto. Can you teach me how to do what you are doing? Later, let's finish this match now. Sounds good, get ready. Konohamaru was enjoying this. The audience had never seen anything like this. Just a friendly match. Usually the best of friends would turn on each other for the chance to advance in rank. These two kids look like they are just playing. In fact, that was exactly what they were doing. Naruto would dodge every shot Konohamaru threw at him, and Naruto wouldn't even attack. I have to give him a chance to reach Chunin. He can still make it even if I win, so I'm giving him the chance to show off his skills. Naruto dodged another punch from a Konohamaru clone. He isn't bad at all. This kid really took that statement I made to heart. There are no shortcuts. Naruto decided to show everyone his new signature technique, his father's old one. He pulled a tri-pronged kunai out of his special pouch. Those who could see were immediately surprised, especially those who remembered the fourth. Naruto held out his right hand and began charging a Rasengan, a wind-charged Rasengan. This surprised the crowd even more. Even the young children had seen pictures of the fourth, S prized jutsu. The wind spiraled off of the ball in his hand like blades. Konohamaru just stood there staring at what he knew to be a S attack, a cage-level jutsu. Naruto held the kunai in his left hand as he initiated his father's time alteration jutsu. Instantly Naruto had crossed over 30 meters and had the swirling ball of death inches away from his friend's C. The winds were shredding his shirt, but not one managed to actually touch his flesh. Konohamaru just stared at the glowing ball. Naruto smiled at his rival. Konohamaru, who had just seen his life flash before his eyes, raised his arm. Proctor, I forfeit. Understood, the winner of this match is Naruto Uzumaki, wait. Naruto had moved up next to the proctor and was whispering in the proctor's ear. The crowd saw the proctor's eyes increase in size by 10 times. The proctor jumped up to the Hokage's box and conversed with her for a moment. She nodded and he returned to his place. Correction, the winner of the match is Naruto Uzumaki, son of the fourth Hokage. Naruto Uzumaki stared up into the stunned faces of the village. No one in the entire crowd so much as moved. Most couldn't even breathe. The Hokage suddenly stood up. Naruto Uzumaki is indeed the only son of the fourth Hokage of this city. His name was changed and his idini protected from birth for obvious reasons. Before I go any further, I must ask you, Naruto. Now that you have the right, will you repeal the S-ranked secret on your birth? Yes, you can tell them. Naruto Uzumaki was born on the same day that the Kyuubi attacked our city, the same day on which the fourth was K. The fourth preformed a sealing jutsu that took the Kyuubi's soul and sealed it into a vessel. The only vessel capable of holding the most powerful of the demon lords was a human, and only one just born would be able to hold it without S of chakra coil expansion. Naturally, the fourth chose his own son to contain the Kyuubi while he S his life to seal it. Naruto became the container of the most powerful demon in the world, and despite the fourth's wishes, at this she frowned and glared at many present, he was hated and abused. This was in utter disrespect for the two men who stopped the Kyuubi permanently. So now you have the truth, children of the village. Will you judge him as your parents did, unjustly and biased, or will you make your own decision about this person who is likely your friend? Hinata, while she had already known about the Kyuubi, had not known about his relation to the fourth. She was crying all over again for Naruto when she spoke up. I love Naruto and that wouldn't change even if he were the Kyuubi. Who you are doesn't change what you do, it is what you do that makes you who you are. Naruto has only strived to achieve his dream of becoming Hokage and he is one of the greatest friends any of us have ever had. Yes, Gaara had stood up. I knew about the Kyuubi since we fought during the invasion. Naruto is the only reason why any of you are even alive. If he hadn't have stopped me then most of your city would be destroyed right now. Jiraiya, who had been watching beside Kakashi, was next to speak. I personally trained Naruto and I can tell you that he is an exact replica of his father, except stronger. I know because I trained both. I have also trained this young man and can personally attest that while he is sometimes hot-headed and rash he has only fought for his friends and dreams. No one who fights as hard as he does in attempt to protect his loved ones could possibly be the Kyuubi reincarnate. Kakashi stood next to Jiraiya now. I might have not treated Naruto well to begin with, but when he was my teammate he was not only strong, but strong of heart. If it wasn't for him I would be many times over. I don't know why I didn't see it before. This is so troublesome. Naruto has the power of the demon fox in him, but I have never heard or seen him use it for evil. Sure, he plays pranks, but most of us deserved it. I would place my life in his hands. Me too. Not many people know this, but I strive to be like Naruto. When people always called him names and trod on his feeling, he would just smile and prove them wrong. I wanted to be like that when I was called fat. I am delightfully plump and Naruto is my friend. Naruto is an honorable man, of which there are few. I would not only put my life in his hands, but I would trust him as my clan's future leader if that was what he strove for. I always made fun of him. I don't know what to say. I am sorry, Naruto. I stand with Shika and Choji on this one, Naruto rocks. Never has such a man come by since Guy Sensei who was so full of the passion of youth as Naruto. I would train with him any day. He is an admirable man. I stand with Naruto. He bought all his kunai at my parents' store, even as a kid. I remember trying to teach him how to throw them once. He just couldn't get it, but he kept trying and trying. A week later he came back to me with a smile on his face and showed me how he could hit the target S on every time. I want to help him reach his next goal too. I stand with Naruto. I don't like long speeches, but I would follow Naruto's leadership to the ends of the earth because I know he could bring me back. He eats at my restaurant almost daily and I knew he was the Kyuubi vessel even then. It is a shame he was and is mistreated. My father and mother S in the attack, and I know Naruto is not to blame. Tsunade was the last to speak. I personally would not be here if it wasn't for Naruto. He saved my life in battle with Orochimaru and he was the only reason I decided to come and be the 5th Hokage of this town. Now that Naruto's secret is out, I will also inform you that the one who has rebuilt the Uzumaki clan's complex is Naruto and he is the sole owner of the property. Now, unless there are any reasons why we shouldn't go on. The last battle of the finals is about to take place. Naruto is standing in the arena with tears streaming down his eyes. He had expected to lose at least one friend, but they had all stood by him. Hinata appeared by his side only moments later. Naruto, I know how much this means to you. Hinata. Proctor. Hinata raised her hand. Yes, I forfeit. I am going to forfeit, Proctor. What? Naruto had his hand in the air. I said that I forfeit. The victory in Hinata's. Naruto. Tsunade was speaking from her box. Why do you forfeit? If I didn't forfeit, then Hinata would have won anyway. Explain. She would only have to make eye contact with me and I would have lost. Why? Because I love her and couldn't hurt her if I tried. Not the most reasonable explanation, but it satisfies me. The winner of the match and of the Chunin exams is Hinata Hyuga. The entire stadium, including the Hyugas, began to cheer and applaud. Even the Hyugas who didn't agree with Hinata's plan applauded, knowing the added honor that would come to their clan from her victory. The applause was equally for Naruto as much as it was for Hinata. They stood on the battlefield and held hands and waved at the applauding crowd. Only a few people in the stadium were not standing or applauding. The Hyuga Elder Council was leaving, angry with the young heiress, and Hiashi Hyuga was sitting and pondering this new information. Some of the members of the branch family were crying for joy and hugging each other. They, as well as most of the town, had heard of Hiashi's bet with Naruto and knew that this meant that Hinata would be the heiress and they would soon be free. They only needed to wait until Hinata turned 18, which was only months away. Naruto turned to Hinata. You want to see my new home? Of course. Hell, if our Hokage trusts him, why can't we? I don't see why not. The whole idea was that he was the Kyuubi. I guess I never really thought about the whole sealing process. You fools. He still contains the accursed fox. Could any mere human contain that kind of power and not be corrupted by it? He probably thinks of the Kyuubi as a friend. How can you know? It was the fourth, the greatest Hokage, who invented the seal and chose his own son to carry it. If there was any chance of the demon being released, don't you think he would have told someone? That doesn't matter, the point is that the child contained a demon. If that demon were to even get a small portion of control over the boy, most of the city would probably be destroyed. I doubt that very much, Honorable Council Leader. If, as you say, the Kyuubi would kill the city as he came out, then why did he save us when the Gaara kid attempted to destroy us? He was free at that time, you know it, because we all sensed the demon's power. Instead of chaos, he stopped the demon. No, I say that we give this young man a chance. We haven't tried that yet. Fine. What is the vote? 4-7. Alright, the motion to allow the demon child his life has passed. The next point on our agenda is the young heiress. I don't see why this is even a point on our agenda now. She proved to be stronger than her sister, she can even do the kaiton. Not only that, but our clan leader promised her the lure of air should she win. Yes, we know that. This is not about that. This is about her continued relationship with the demon child. I think that now that we recognized him as the fourth son, we should address him by his proper name. Fine. Her relationship with Naruto. What is there to discuss? He has no Hyuga B, does he? He can't get permission to marry her if he has no Hyuga B. That is the problem. We have been discussing and looking back at the cadet branch of the family. It turns out that the demon, I mean the Uzumaku's mother, was actually Hakura Hyuga, a prominent member of the branch family and Neji Hyuga's aunt. On his mother's or father's side. Father's. Damn it. So he does contain Hyuga B. Does he know about his mother? We are forced to assume so. I don't see what the problem is. If the kid is as powerful as everyone says, then wouldn't it be a great asset and increase to our clan to have him as the clan head? He has strong B, much similar to ours. The Uzumakis, before the destruction, had a long history of companionship with us. It seemed like 1 out of every 3 Uzumakis would marry a Hyuga. And after marriages like this, the bloodline of the Hyugas or Uzumakis would become even more powerful. It appears that the main family even started with the marriage between a Hyuga male and an Uzumaku female. Their children were so powerful that they were declared superior to the rest of the clan. Yes, that is all true. But if Lady Hinata married the Uzumaku, then it would be the Uzumakis who would gain from it, not the Hyugas. No, we would gain from it. Every child Hinata would bear would most likely marry into the Hyuga family. We could encourage it, even make clan laws about it. Eventually the Uzumakis and the Hyugas would both benefit from this. If, on the other hand, the Uzumaku marries some other person, then you can bet that we will not benefit from it at all. In fact, the dramatic increase of power in 2 other clans who would not be our friends would hurt us. I would suggest not only letting the 2 get married, but encouraging it. Hiashi, when did you arrive? I just came back from visiting my daughter, the one in the hospital. I heard the entire conversation. I am going to allow my daughter to court Naruto Uzumaku. Also, in 3 months when my daughter turns 18, I will announce her to be not only the clan heir, but head. She will take over in my place on that day. But Hiashi, you have been one of the most powerful clan heads to exist. No, I was a fool. My wife is rolling in her grave right now because I ignored her daughter and treated my family without honor. I intend to rectify my mistakes by showing her the proper respect she deserves. I am leaving right now to ask forgiveness from Naruto and then give him my permission to court and marry my daughter. That is the end of this discussion. Yes sir. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.